What's up? So, I do have a family event at my house, sort of, um, that I thought I had to be at, but my wife said basically between, I forgot what time, 11 and 1, get out of here. So I said, all right. I thought I didn't have to go to work today. But since you're making me, so what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna do some editing, and while I'm doing that, I could answer some questions. Sorry about yesterday's video live. I don't know. I feel like it kind of sucked. I got that call at the beginning that was probably like 20 minutes or something. Sorry about that. At least you can fast forward it. What's up, Jamar? Good to see you, man. Were you able to hop on yesterday? I tried to do a quick live, but, well, it wasn't quick. I did an impromptu live. Yeah, I did get away from the family visit. Well, it's a wedding shower for my daughter, and they don't want me there. So, no problems for me. So, I got to do some editing today. And while I'm doing that, I'll answer some questions if there's any questions. If not, you guys just hang out. How is the sound? It didn't alert you yesterday? Hey Jamar, how's the sound? I've got the AC going. It's a window unit, and I'm wondering if I should turn it off. Obviously, I'd like to keep it on if it was quiet, because it does get hot in here. But if it doesn't make any noise, or if it would help me out if it is loud, I'll turn it off. You know, to help with the video for the people that come on. So what do you think? Is it loud or not? I can hear the fan. I can't see your message yet. Hold on. I saw that you said that you can remember to go to your person. Man, I cannot. Oh, there we go. I can hear the fan, but it's not drowning you out or anything. Okay, great. If it is, please let me know. So what I'm doing today is editing, doing some video content editing. I shot some stuff on my phone, and I'm gonna try and upload it to my computer and possibly make a reel with it. And if it ends up taking too long, I'll just work on it tomorrow or something. So let's see. So I've got a bunch of videos that I'm going to airdrop to my computer. So basically, I'm trying to gear up my Christmas light content because I'm the product specialist at Lights at Wholesale. So I'm also kind of a partner with the sales. So the more sales I generate, the more money I'm going to make. So in order to generate as much retail revenue as I can, I need to have a big social media presence for the materials and supplies. So basically, I'm taking all of my social media experience, which I have a lot of experience, but I never really applied it to try to make it the best quality. I know that sounds horrible because I just don't have the time, you know? What kind of shirts are you printing? Oh man. What kind of shirts and printing do you all use for uniforms? So, so there's a local, um, I guess, what do you call it? Printing, shirt printer, something like that. Um, that makes uniforms here in town. And I get my hoodies from them, and they embroider our names and logo on it. And I love those jackets. Well, they're hoodies with the zipper. And I had them make my shirts in the past, but Vistaprint makes the shirts I want. It's same color because I used royal blue. I know this one's not. This is a different one for my light business. But and they charge a lot. Well, not a lot, but you can get it so much cheaper at Vistaprint. So I try to get as much. So I made this shirt at Vistaprint. This was our old logo. So this is a square. You can kind of see where it's been cut out. The new logo is just the color, like it's got the transparent background. So the next ones I print, it'll just show this. It won't show this square. But it works. It works for what I'm doing. No big deal. You know what? I think I'm going to take the Wi-Fi off here. 1 second. I'm going to wait till my screen is better. Man, it's still fuzzy. Hopefully it's not too fuzzy, guys. This area has the worst internet connection I've ever seen in my life. Never been in a worse place with internet connection. The app for my guys' mobiles are always, if they work in this area, they're always having problems. Because it's kind of a new area. And, well, I mean, this is a very old area, but it was just rural. Like, there was nothing but land here, like 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. There was this is an old railroad house from like a long time ago. They remodeled the inside of it, so it looks good on the inside. On the outside, it looks old as hell. And so they're building a lot of new development here in this area, but the internet is horrible. And there's a lot of new houses, so when we measure properties online, a lot of the houses in this area don't show up on the map because they're all so new. So anyway, problems I got to deal with. Is that what they call vinyl printing? I guess I would say this is more like a graphic printing. I guess. Graphic tees. So I'm not really sure what they call it, because what I did was I took a picture of my shirt, my current uniform, and I sent it to them, and I said, look, I basically need these shirts. How much would each shirt cost? And I need to order, I don't know, 50 large, 50 extra large, and so on and so on. And they gave me a quote. And then I got the shirts, and I was not impressed with it. It was actually like a cheaper shirt than I got at Vistaprint. So Vistaprint has, their basic tee, which is kind of like, their cheapest one is kind of thick. I like thin, like this is more of a thinner t-shirt. And they have the thick one, which is great, and it's cheap too. I mean, depends on how many you order. I think I've got, and sometimes you can use a discount because they're always giving you discount codes. I think I've got them down to like $7 a shirt one time, maybe even cheaper than that. So anyway, I just always get it through Vistaprint. I've been using Vistaprint for years and years. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Got your DeWalt stuff in? Have a great weekend. Oh yeah. I guess I never knew your last name, Matt, dude. Yeah, I did. I'm excited to start putting it in the truck. I'm still waiting on one of the trucks, though. Oh, man. I'm waiting on one more truck. I'm trying to create some content with all my vehicles because I have them all here at the shop for the first time ever. All the trucks are here except the one that's at the paint shop, and I totally forgot about it. And it's definitely, I have a picture of it, but it's not painted, so it wouldn't go well with my new content that I'm trying to make. Totally forgot about that one. Finally going to get my van wrapped. So want to get uniforms to go with it. Yeah. So that was one of the things I did. That's why I went with that printing company instead of Vistaprint that year for shirts, because my trucks are kind of like a sky blue color, and they didn't have that color on Vistaprint. But prior to that, I was using royal blue shirts, which I still do. I love that. I just like that. But my media guy at the time, I guess this was like 3 years ago, he was really insistent that we get light blue shirts to go with the trucks, and it would look better on camera. Because we were doing a lot of internet marketing that year. So I did it, but that color and that, because the printing company was trying to be as cheap as possible to give us the best price, they gave us the cheapest shirts, and those shirts just sucked. And not only that, that color light blue got dirty so fast. Like dust would show up on it from just the yard. And so royal blue, the dirt doesn't show so fast. And so that was another reason why I didn't like the light blue shirts, because even after washing them, they'd still come in looking dirty, and because they were so cheap, they would still be wrinkly looking, like throughout the day. Anyway, didn't have a good experience with that. But that's cool that you're getting your van wrapped. All right, so let me get back to trying to download some of this media stuff. Oops. So yeah, Jamar, we had a pretty good week. My sprinkler division killed it, man. Again, they've been doing so good. Sorry, I'm airdropping a whole bunch of videos, and I didn't know if it was going to let me do it. It looks like it's going to do it. Oh man, I can't find my stand. I have a cleaner that comes in. She's amazing. But every once in a while she'll move things, and I'm not used to things not being where I normally see them. All right, it looks like it's uploading good. 62K, no, it was close. I think it was 54. That would be pretty nice. And we're doing that much revenue because of the sprinklers. Okay. I think I got everything. Oh shoot. This is a first for me. I've never tried editing while doing it live, but I figure if I'm going to be in front of my computer, why not? You know what I mean? Yeah, 54 is fantastic. Having a great year. But it's just funny, like, I was thinking about this yesterday, like, 54 is amazing, and you think that we'd have a whole bunch in the bank because of that kind of thing, but because of labor and all that, it just costs a lot of money, you know, to keep that going. Everything from vehicle repairs, you know, bonuses, I don't know. It's just you think that there'd be more, um, but it actually goes where it needs to go. Like 4% of that goes to marketing every week. So what is that? Let's see. Actually, I can do this faster. So let me break that 54,000 down for you guys. Okay. So 54,000 came in. What's up, Brent? Did you change your profile name? You're not Brent the Great. I'm used to seeing Brent the Great. Will you be getting into pest control fertilizer again in a couple years with your non-compete? I think so. Short answer, yes. But I still have one this year and all of next year to think about it. How about that? All right. So out of the 54K that came in, 27.5 goes to payroll. Now I'm not saying we use every penny of that to payroll, but it goes into that account just to make sure we're covered for payroll and all those things. But that's just thinking about that number, 27.5 seems right. Okay? That's basically 50% of payroll goes to payroll. But my real employee percentage, based on my bookkeepers 2 weeks ago, they told me I'm at 29% payroll. I love that. That was great. But I set aside 51% every deposit goes into payroll. Operations, that's gas, buying gloves, string, getting the cars fixed, tires, everything except for some of the bills, you know? You can hear a lot of hum, but it's not a big deal. Okay, that's my AC unit. I'm going to turn it off. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. Much quieter. I thought it was quiet already, but it's not. Yeah, quite healthy. So I did have my, so my bookkeepers are Nick, Carla. Those are the two I've worked with Cycle CPA. Nick is my main contact. And I had a really great financial meeting. And they even gave me like a financial report that I print out. It's got pretty much all my numbers on there. I never had that before. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, operations. Out of the 54, almost 11,000 goes into operations. Now, does that all get used? No. Again, this just goes into an account so that, if something big happens, hopefully I can afford it. The way that I do my operations is I have a credit card. So I have 3 separate credit cards here at Lantham's. One of them is for marketing, and that one has about a credit line of, I want to say $30,000. Actually, let me check. Because this is good information. This has helped me out a lot, and I think it'd be a good idea for you guys to do this too. I know that some of you don't use credit, and that's fine. But so my marketing credit card has a credit limit of $29,000. We have a little under half a balance in there, which I'm totally fine with. Even my bookkeeper was like, yeah, that looks good. My my operation, so my operational account is actually a credit card that has a credit limit of $25,000. Right now I have an $8,000 balance, which is really, really good for the middle of the season. That's really good. Because with that same card, I'll buy like trimmers, hedge trimmers, equipment. So for it to just have now I don't buy all my equipment on there. Like at the beginning of the year when I spent $32,000 on mowers and things, that was cash. That was cash from prepays. So so anyway, let's go back to. So I spent $10,800 on that card. No, I didn't spend it on the card. Money that came in from the $54,000, I put $10,800 into that credit card. Okay, and then owner's pay, me, 7%. We'll just leave it at that. Profit is at 6%. So we put in profit $3,200 into a Volt account that nobody sees or touches until, at the end of the year or something like that, or something I need to get. So this year I actually went into it because I had to make a big purchase at my house. Marketing, so that marketing card that has that $29,000 credit, I paid $2,700 towards that card. And we're constantly using that card. That's why it's got a pretty decent balance on it, because I'll buy microphones with it. I'll buy anything that my media girl wants. Like, we just get it, I bought her cougar paws this week, and that was like $350. I just used a marketing card because it's really being used for marketing. Our website marketing for sprinklers comes out of that card. And in fact, I pay the social media marketer, like Darby, I pay her with that credit card too. So that card gets used quite a bit. So it's always, even though I paid $2,700, we probably spent that much this week. So that one, probably at the end of the year, I'll probably need to take some profit money just to pay it off. And that's fine. 5% goes to the winter workers, winter admin, not the field guys, not the guys plowing snow. This is just the office people. So $2,694 went to that. So at the end of the year, we have enough money to pay all the office people. We don't need to worry about it for 12 weeks, and then we start getting paid again when the season starts. Credit card fees from processing credit cards, $2,160. So that's 4% went to that. And so the way that works is I put that card fee money into a little account, and then I think it's the 7th of every month, the credit card processing company, the merchant company, they take from what I owe from that deposit. So let's say we're supposed to get $11,000 deposit on the 7th. They'll take their, I don't know, usually it's like $6,000. So we'll get $5,000 on that deposit. And what I do is I'll transfer that account that has all those savings in back into that deposit, and then I disperse it like if it was a normal deposit. So I do that every single month. Works great. I actually upped that percentage a little bit so that I could also pay the rent on this, the lease on this shop. So that doesn't get affected either, because why not, And then there's bonus. There's bonus fund that out of that $54,000, $1,080 went into that. And then the winter bills. So if you add up all those, we're at 100%, right? So winter bills, to pay for the bills, I calculate we need about $30,000. Now, it's actually a little higher than that because there's some things that I pay with a credit card. right? Like the internet, the phones, the software we use to run our business. It's all on a credit card. So at the end of the year, if I have my cards paid off, I don't really care about those little charges, but there's certain things like the car insurance that's like $2,000 a month. That needs to be paid in basically in cash every month by a check, right? I can't use a credit card for those things. I have to pay the Bobcat, which is $800, and I pay the plows, which is comes out to about $1,000 a month, because I have 2 loans out for that. So that's basically all the loans I have, the Bobcat and the plows. But there are other things like the lease has to be paid in cash as well. So I need about $30,000 to get me through December, January, and February. So it's basically like $10,000 a month just to keep the lights on here. I already have that put away. So we stopped putting money into the winter bills. So we took that percentage and added it to the winter admin. So now hoping to fill that one up. I didn't do the math on that, but I know that it's probably going to be $60K, maybe. Maybe not even that much, but all the rest now for that is going to go to winter admin. So hopefully we'll just have more money, so we'll be covered. It's really nice because office people typically, you know how it is in this industry, they usually have to get another job in the wintertime. And when you save money up throughout the year, you can just pay them throughout the winter, and it's just nice. And it's just relaxing, like they still have to come in, they still clock in and all that stuff. But if they don't want to work, they don't need to come in. That makes it easier to pay out that week. But either way, if you save it up all year, it's really nice and easy. Brent just paid your general manager $15K for July. It feels good to provide at least one good job. Yeah, definitely. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that he's still rocking, doing good. You seem to be, making it work. That's awesome, dude. All right, so let's see. So yeah, that's where, the 54K, it just goes, just like, it's gone. And this is because I do profit first, if I were to just put that 54K into an account and then kind of pay things as I need it, I'd be struggling trying to figure out where to put money, you know what I mean? Yeah. So one thing that I didn't mention here, because I didn't really want to complicate things, but might as well just lay it out here. The sprinkler division, that revenue is separate from this. Like, it is part of the 54. So I think they did, oh man, I knew yesterday. I want to say 15K this week. Let's see. So Monday the 25th to yesterday or today, they did 15.6. Okay, so out of the 54,000, we'll just say 15K. So really, we did $39,000 with gardens and mowing. So I'll just say that. So that changes numbers a bit. So everything I told you came out with $39,000. The sprinkler division, so I still pay out of that $39,000 that came in for just the gardens and mowing. out of that money, I also pay the sprinkler guys with that money because we were trying to grow. We were just dumping money into the sprinkler division this year to get it to where it is right now, which is just, it's awesome. It costs a lot of money, but we got there. We got some training processes in place, a whole lot of things. It's going great. Sorry, I got a text here. Okay. So now that $15,000 that came in from sprinklers goes into a separate profit first spreadsheet. I have a separate one just for them because I have my third credit card that I didn't talk to you about. So I have marketing, operations, and then my third credit card that I only have 3 credit cards for Long Thumbs. The third one is sprinkler parts and sprinkler division, basically. I buy all parts on that card only. Anything related to sprinkler work. So if like the box, the deck system for the truck, we put it on that credit card. Anything that's basically to move the sprinkler division forward is used on that credit card, except buying trucks. I didn't buy a truck on that, although if a truck was cheap enough and the card had enough money, I may consider doing that. But so most of the money, so I have a profit first account just for the sprinkler division, but because we've spent so much money from the mowing and gardens to get that system, that division running, I'm basically putting almost all that money, instead of splitting it up like I'm supposed to, as if it's its own business, I'm just basically taking all that money and putting it into the credit card because that card has a credit limit of $40,000. Right now, I still owe $18,000, which is not bad considering there's $40,000 owed. Credit line, and at the beginning of the season we maxed it out. You know what I mean? So anyway, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent and a rant. Didn't really want to do that. What kind of compensation structure and KPIs allow him to earn so much? I think that's a question for you, Brent. Because that's quite a bit of money. I don't know. So based on what your comment is, Brent, it sounds like you paid your guy $15K just in July. Is that true? Which is really good. But I remember I told you that I paid somebody around similar amount 1 month, and you thought that was really high. 30,000. Oh, 3,000 salary plus 35% of profits after paying myself a reasonable salary. Let's see here. Wow. Yeah. So with that kind of money, you shouldn't even be looking at your business anymore. Is that true? Do you do anything in your business, Brett? I'm just curious. Because if I was paying somebody that much, I basically, what's the point of going in? At that point, I'd be so mad if I had to even look at a text from some customer, which is great. That's what you want. If you want somebody to run your business, they should be making a big giant bulk of the money. But at that point, do you even go into to work anymore? Like, I'm really, really curious. That's awesome too, by the way. Because if you do get to the point where you're at $1 million, 2, 1.5, and you've got somebody basically build that from where you're at now, um, that would be a really nice, I want to say, way of life. Your quality of life would be incredible. But I'm all about. But I mean, I have no idea. I mean, we'll talk privately one day, I'm sure. But you also have to make good money, right? You still have a lot of liability on your hands, even though it's run by somebody else. I mean, yeah. So that's the thing. It's like you can have somebody run your business, and they should be making a ton of money if they're running your business. Because why would they want to do it otherwise, right? But I want a lot of money, you know? So that's why I'm running my business. But yeah. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot. Just keep an eye on things. He should be earning low six figures and hopefully in next 5 years hit 200K, earn about 50% more than him. Okay. Well, that's good, dude. As long and I know that you want to not be involved so much, so that's great. I'm the kind of person that I think I would die a week after. Like if somebody bought my business, I would probably die a week later because I would have nothing. Like I get so much joy being here that I don't think I could do it. Um, you know, but I could be wrong because I haven't gone fishing in like 2 years, and I miss that because I don't remember how much I love things anymore because I'm always at work because I'm here all the time. Another live, Eden. What's up? Yeah, so I'm trying to edit a video which is not going very good. Because I just yak and yak. It's all I ever do. But I also don't want to make it boring for you guys. I want to try and answer questions and things. Okay. I'm editing as well. What are you editing, Eden? Sorry, I know you got to type. I wish that these lives you could kind of like do a voice clip. That'd be kind of cool. So you don't have to type every time. So what I'm editing is content for basically reels, for either, and I don't know where they're going to go, but most likely Instagram. On Facebook Live, you can invite people to live chat. Oh, that's cool. I'm not a big channel. Been going for 4 years, Eden. Yeah, dude. No, just keep going. You never know. One day it could just go good. So yeah, I never thought of doing a Facebook Live. I just wonder what channel I would do that on. Huh. Interesting. Something to think about. But yeah, so lately I'm trying to grow my social media presence because I'm trying to sell those Christmas lights. And in order for me to have the most success possible, I need to draw as many people in to buy my lights, or to get them to go to lightsatwholesale.com. And so I'm really trying to put all my effort that I've done over the years, because basically what I've done since I can't remember what year it was that I was doing these. I want to say it's been 7 years. I've been doing this channel for like 7 years. And while I've been doing this, I mean, I've been learning stuff, even though I don't have like the biggest channel, because I'm still more focused on running my business than I am my YouTube channel. But I still have earned experience doing it. And also last year I did a lot of media marketing with with Lights at Wholesale, so I learned a lot on social media too there. But I wasn't getting paid or anything. But I am this year. So I'm getting paid by Lights at Wholesale to do marketing promos and also their product specialist. So I'm getting paid. So I'm trying to put all my past experience with YouTube, social media, and try and actually do it like a job. So I'm learning a lot, you know. I'm learning how the quality of like the lighting is important. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been working on that a little bit. I've also ordered a big neon sign for back here for Freddy Lights. I have one. I have one on that wall. See. But because we do a lot of light content in here. I have the blinds. When I shut them down, it gets really dark. The lights on the roof line. I don't know if you've seen that too. But I've got a roof line up here, and so I'm trying to do my thing. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that. But I'm learning a lot. I'm even learning a lot about Reels on YouTube, Facebook. I'm learning kind of the difference between what are those called? Stories, posts, walls, Reels. They're all there for a reason, and it's still complicated to know exactly how to explain it, but they are there for a reason. They're there to attract people to your content, and then from there they can like or subscribe. And so I'm just figuring that out. So that's why I'm doing some editing for that. Anyway, so what are your guys' goals? Like, just comment. Don't be shy. I want to know, like, what was your goal when you started your lawn care business? Or if you're not in the lawn care business, let me know. Tell me why you're watching. I really want to know. That's another thing that I'm learning with social media and actually doing it as trying to get paid this year to do it. Well, not trying. I'm actually getting paid to do social media marketing this year. You got to know your audience, you know? And once you know your audience, things really change as far as how your content looks. So, Brent, I see that you made a comment, but first I got to finish something real quick. All right. We'll leave it like that. We are too old for the next generation to watch. It's so true. It's so true. But you never know, man. I mean, you know, it's still the same kind of business. We're mowing lawns. We're teaching people how to make money. We're teaching people better tricks and tips on how to do things. I don't think you could ever be too old for that content. Yeah, because I'm pretty old. I'm probably one of the older people still out here doing these videos. Maybe. I mean, I know there's some older ones I've seen, but I'm pretty old compared to the people that I've actually talked to on my channel. And I've got a daughter that's getting married in 13 days, and so that lets you know about how old I am. You know. So Brent, goal when started. Pride, some side money to invest while I was custodian. Oh, earned. Earned some side money. Yeah, I was like, Brent's not really a prideful guy. Yeah, totally. I think that was my goal too. It's just kind of like earn some money on the side. I had just gotten married. Well, not just married. I got married. I was a restaurant manager. When I got married, I was seeking more responsibility, more promotion at work. I was given a store here in the same town that I have my business in. But back then, it was like the only restaurant in the area. Um, and then I needed a little bit more money, so I was doing this. And then, to be honest with you, what happened with me was I did a garden, shrub garden, rip and replace. So she had a shrub garden that she didn't like. One of my first customers, and I bid it for like $250, man, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I thought, man, I could sure use $250. So I quoted her $250 to take out some shrubs, and she provided some rock. Wait, no, she didn't provide rock. She had rock in their garden, and I was to take it out and take it to the dump or wherever the heck I want to take it, and take the shrubs out and just put sod. So anyway, it ended up being a hard job that I hired somebody from the labor hall, from the temp agency, and they were with me for 2 days. By the time I paid the temp agency, and I paid the dump fees for the rocks and the sod, I think I was left with like $50. You know what I mean? And but here's the thing, dude. That's not the point. That's not the point. I was still proud of myself that I did that. It looked good. Her yard looked whole. It looked complete. It looked awesome. I was done, so I knocked on the door. Hey, Kathy. That was her name. Hey, Kathy. I finished. She freaking came outside, hugged me, okay? The biggest hug I've ever got in my life. She was crying because she was so happy. Okay, she was like, thank you so much. I can't believe that you fixed my yard. She was crying, okay? And hugging me. I never felt more appreciated in my whole entire life. So from that moment, I was hooked, right? I never had a job where somebody showed me that much appreciation. So I was hooked from that moment on, and from there it was like I tried to get that same level of like happiness to all the customers I was doing work for. And then it took me a while to get my pricing right. I was more worried about, okay, how do I do this job so that the next time I do it, it's easier? How do I do it so the next time I do it, it looks better? How do I do it so the next time I can charge more? You know what I mean? So like I just kept working on that, and I kept saying, the more I work, the more money's going to come in the future. And so that was my mentality. I'm not saying that's the right way of doing things, but that was my way of doing things. And anyway, but that's kind of why I kept doing this. It started off for a little bit of side money, but then I never got appreciated like that ever for work. So I was like, this is what I want to do. Eden, Brent, we started part-time and now are full-time. Mo money is so much better than working 40. Yes. Jarmar, to create a business that I could farm income from and create good jobs for hardworking guys and gals. Yes, that's not why I started it. But once we started to really get better, and I realized, you know what, we need to charge better so my people can love their job and support their families better. That became my new goal. That's my goal now. Jamar, we're also passionate about growing our own food and using organic practices to handle lawn and garden, so it just happens to morph to what we have now. That's great. That's definitely, you should be doing what you love. They always, right? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, right? And that's true, man. I love my job. I love waking up every morning and going to work, even when I know that there's some problems. I still, fighting those problems is still part of making sure this business runs and keeps going. So even the problems, when a customer says, something that I'm liable for something, I still go into it with a positive attitude because, first of all, I've seen so much. I've had so much stress, which I still have. I still have a lot of stress. But you remember my videos where I was saying, dude, I've never been more stressed in my life. That's kind of been going away now that the sprinklers is doing good, because a lot of the problems were sprinklers. What the staff, not their attitude. It's just they didn't know what they were doing. So training, figuring out processes. The techs would do things because we didn't formulate processes. So things didn't go very smoothly. Customers were really upset because the jobs weren't getting perfectly handled. And now that all that is, it's like, wow, the weight has been lifted off my shoulders. And at this point, we're doing so much better. So I'm really, really happy right now. I still have some things we're dealing with. I've got two claims against Lawn Thumbs that are liability stuff. So the insurance is dealing with them, and it's going. One of them's done pretty much, and it's a great customer that had an issue. I tried to resolve it, and we didn't resolve it. So insurance needed to get involved because some damage at the house due to sprinklers. That's all I'll say. That's all I will say. And that's basically been handled. The homeowner is like, last text I sent from them was like, hey, is the insurance working with you? Is everything good? And he said yes. He sent me a smiley face, and I was like, okay, we're good. The insurance people say they've got everything they need. It's gonna be great. Another one is for snow. That's been an ongoing thing. That's been an ongoing thing for over a year now. And we should be hearing of a resolution here in about a month or two. We'll see how that goes. But again, that's insurance handling it. I've got two lawyers with that insurance claim. And one of them was like, hey man, I've got you. Don't worry about anything. Worst case scenario, this is what's going to happen. Worst case scenario. And he's like, and I doubt that's going to happen. So in that worst case scenario, it's not even that bad for me, because insurance is handling all of that. I do have a lawyer that I pay every month. It's not a retainer. It could be called a retainer, but it's not that much money, so I don't think it's like, I don't want people to think it's, every time I say I pay a retainer, a lawyer retainer, they're like, whoa, how much is it? And I tell them, and they're like, oh, then is that really a retainer? So it's not like they'll go fix any problem that I have, because honestly, a lot of the problems that arise with business, it's handled under liability insurance. You know what I mean? So it's not like, it's almost like we don't even need a lawyer. But when you get that call, you get some kind of like call that just races your heartbeat. It's like ba 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 ba. Whether it's from an employee, whether it's from a vendor, whether it's from a customer, or even in your normal life. You know what I mean? Things happen in your life, and you wish you had a freaking lawyer, right? Well, that's why I have a lawyer for all those things, So I call them really fast and say, hey, look, this is what's happening. What do you think? And they can say, you know what, that's a liability issue. Let me know if it's not, let me know, we'll take care of it. or something at the house. You know, my daughter got into a fender bender, and the other party was blaming her, and they hit her from the back. So how the heck are they blaming my little daughter? It was so nice to call a lawyer and handle stuff. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a young girl could get taken advantage of out there because they don't know what's going on with the laws. But she could call me, and I could call my lawyer, and then gets handled. So it's really important to have that. And I don't even know why we got on this topic, but because I do have that lawyer. He handles my stuff that we don't know if it's going to be. I don't know right up front if it's going to be a liability issue or if it's something that I could just pay him to send a letter to somebody. Also, like non-competes, he'll draft forms for non-competes. He'll draft forms for waivers. Whatever I need, like he'll draw it up. But, you know, it all costs money. It all costs money. It's not free. Anyway, Homer, I started out of necessity. Sister passed away, and I took 4 more months to feed 2 autistics. Oh, man, that's tough, dude. So where are you at now with your business? How long ago was that you had to start that? Yeah, that's a cool story though. I mean, I don't. It's not fun that's why it started, but you know, that is the beauty of this industry. It is something that, you know, doesn't require a huge investment to get started, but once you get going, it gets better. You know, like you can start investing money into it and make it a bigger company than when you just first come in. So that's the beauty about this industry. And that's probably why it's so easy. That's why there's so much competition most of the time. The sprinkler site that you gave me last time, Homer, was incorrect. I found out it was not even for lawn care. No worries. Jamar, I just got my first insurance claim and went smoother than I expected. Eden, I bought a $1,200 safety window this year. Stuff happens. 1 year, Homer. Nice. Hopefully you're doing good. I mean, you know, hopefully some of this information I give you kind of can help you out. Hey, but Jamar, that first insurance claim reminds me, when you said that, it reminds me of my first insurance claim. So my first insurance claim was, we were mowing the lawn, right? I was with them. I was mowing back then. And a new guy, so you know those rain gutters that go into the yard, sometimes they're attached to the gutter, and that black tube goes across the yard. And it's supposed to be underground and then pop out a little bit. At least I think that's how they're supposed to work. Well, anyway, my new guy was mowing the backyard, and he saw that instead of like moving it back, he basically put it in the window well. He just started pulling it and threw it in the window well, and then mowed the whole yard. Well, guess what? That week, we had this. If anybody's in Utah, if you remember, I don't remember what year it was. Oh man, this had to have been like 2014. I'm just guessing. The biggest rainstorm the state has ever had. Okay? Basements all across the state were getting flooded because of this rainstorm. So, you know, because we put the rain gutters, whatever, tubes in the window well, they blamed us for their basement flooding. Okay? So, even though everybody's basement was basically flooding, there was, rain gutter. Yep. I'll read that in a second, Brent. But So we got blamed for it. So anyway, the adjuster went out, and I was trying to. That was back in the day. Okay, so no, before rewind. Before an adjuster went out, the guy calls me. The homeowner calls me, and he's like, "Hey man, the basement's flooded. We were looking into it, and you guys put the rain gutters into the window well, and it flooded our basement because all that water just went shooting down there." My heart dropped. I basically wanted to faint. I was about to faint. I think the truck caught me. I leaned back because the truck caught me because I was so I never got blamed for something like that. And I was basically it was either my third season. I think it was my third season. And my first season didn't even really count. I didn't even do anything then. My second season, it's getting a little better, but I was figuring things out. My third season, boom. And I didn't know what to do. So I'm telling the guy, I go, "What do you want me to do?" He goes, "Dude, I want you to pay for this." And I go, "Well, how much?" He goes, "I don't know, but you're going to pay for it." And I'm like, "Damn it." He's like, "All the furniture down there is ruined. The walls are ruined. The carpet's ruined. Everything's ruined." And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh." And at that point, bros, you know how it is. I wasn't paying myself. I had no money, and every penny I made was spent just getting through the day. You know what I mean? Past due accounts for bills at my house, you name it. I was just doing this business, but I was not getting paid, pretty much. So I was like, "Damn it. What the hell am I going to do?" So I call this law firm that I drove by every day. I remember the sign, so I call them and I go, "Hey, do you guys deal with business stuff?" And they said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah," but he goes, "But what happened?" So I told him, and he said, "Well, don't you have general liability insurance?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know." So he said, "Yeah, go find out and they'll handle it. If you have insurance, they'll handle it." I said, "Okay, thank you." So I hung up with that lawyer, and the year before, my cousin wanted to start landscaping, but he wanted to go after like commercial stuff, right? This wasn't my cousin. This was a family member on my wife's side. And I don't know why I said my cousin. I guess it feels like a cousin, but not really. But anyway, my wife's family member, who was about my age, wanted to start landscaping, but he wanted to go over after commercial accounts, and he needed insurance. But he couldn't get insurance because he did some stuff with business in the past, and so they wouldn't give him insurance. So he used Lawn Thumbs. So he said, "Hey, why don't you let me get insurance under your name, so your company will be insured, and I could do some jobs, and you pay me as a subcontractor." I said, "Do it. Let's go." So anyway, we ended up never working. Me and that family member, we never did anything together. He never used the insurance. He never got a job from that. But I was still paying on that every month because he needed my checking account so that that could get paid every month. I just forgot about it. But because it was only like $70 or $80, I didn't even notice it. So what I did was, after that lawyer said, "Don't you have liability insurance?" I said, "I don't know." Then once he said that, I kind of was thinking about it. I go, "I remember when I kind of got it." So I went to my bank account and I was scrolling the search, the transactions, and I saw Liberty Mutual, and I was like, "That's it." So I called it from the banking transaction list. It had the phone number on there, so I called it, and I said, "Hey, I think I'm one of your customers. Here's my name." And they said, "Yeah." Well, first I said, "This customer says that I'm liable for all the furniture and everything down in the basement because it's all destroyed because of the flood." And then she said, okay. Well, are you a customer?" And I said, I think I'm a customer. So she looked me up and she goes, "Yeah, you are. And we've got you." We'll take care of this. I was like, oh, yes. The best feeling I ever had. Um, that was my first insurance claim. So anyway, thanks for listening to that. Taking me down memory lane doing that. Brent pointed a rain gutter into the window well to get it out of the mowing guy's way and flooded the basement once. Yep, that's exactly what happened with us. Those are the kind of moments that make people not want employees and hold them back. It sucks, but it's going to happen. Yes. I mean, dude, we've had that happen. We've had, there's another one, but I'll tell you that one in another story. But I feel like I've done stuff. I've just been lucky that either I handled it or by the time that I did it, I had enough money to pay the customer, or we were able to do some work for free. You know what I mean? So I can't really. We're going to do stuff too. We're going to mess up. We're going to break something. We're going to need to use insurance for something we've done. Except you, Brent, because you're never there anymore at work. But if you were there every day, you'd probably do something too. All right. Let's see how long. It's been over an hour. I'm gonna take a look to see if on my my doorbell camera if there's the party's hopping over at my house. It sure is. So yeah, it was my employee using a weed eater near gravel in a small court with glass French doors nearby. Yeah. We've broken 2 windows this year. Could even be 3. And that's the most ever in a year. We've done 1 a year for the last like 3 years. All with the weed eater. Although one of them this year. So here's the deal. During the winter, we did a stump grinding job in the winter time. We finished the stump grinding job. So that was in January. We got a call in March. So 2 months went by. And the customer says that we broke their window while doing stump grinding. Which can totally be possible, but really? You're going to just notice that now? And so the guy that did the stump grinding went over to go take a look because he's like, no way. There's no way I broke a freaking window. There's no way. I was being careful. He says they even put like a barrier thing around the machine so it wouldn't hit anything. He was like, there's no way. So he went and looked at it, and he's like, there's no way. I didn't do that. You know, I didn't do it. So we told the homeowners, like, look, man, our guy says we didn't do it. It's been 2 months. Now we will say we did work for this customer. We did a big job prior to the stump grinding. Really big job. They've always been good. They've been nice. So I said, I don't want to leave you hanging. We'll get you a new window. First of all, we are getting the blame on the window, right? So what can you do? At this point, when we break windows, I just pay for it. I don't use insurance. We have a company that we call and say, hey, it's Long Thumbs again. We need you to go measure a window and give us a quote, and they just go do it. Windows basically cost between $300 to $500, so it's relatively low kind of repair considering it's a window. The only thing is like sometimes it needs to be kind of priority because there's a hole in the window. But all the ones that we've broken haven't had to be rushed. They've just been kind of either cracked or a little hole, or one side of the window's busted, but it was like a 2-panel window, so the other side was still good. But yeah, that's where we're at with windows. But one of them this year broke with the mower. the mower kicked up a rock and broke a window. And the guy mowing didn't notice it, but the guy weed eating saw it happen. And so he said he ran up to the mow guy, stopped him, and said, "Look what you did. I saw the whole thing." And he's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." So that was one of those Friday mows where we've got 2 crews mowing. So basically, it was tall grass, and so they didn't see the rocks down there. We have a window company on retainer. Yeah, me too. Me too. So the first time I broke a window, we did a $1,500 job, 15 or 1,100, one of the two. And the homeowner, $1,500 weed cleanup job, like a garden weeding job. But while my gardeners were there, one of the guys took a weed eater and was trimming the pavers, you know, and there's little rocks, the little gravel, broke. It was a shed window, but it was a nice shed, you know. I'll give them that. It was a nice shed, like really nice. Okay, imagine pimped out shed. That's what this was. Had curtains and everything on the inside. So, but you know, the funny thing is, I didn't know it was a shed when it first happened, because even my guy was like, "Yeah, I broke a window on the house." He said the house because after talking to him, he thought it was a guest house, but he just said it was the house, just to kind of let me know what happened. So I called my buddy Taylor, and I said, "Hey man, I broke a window. Do you know about how much that's going to cost?" He said, "Yeah, like $250. I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He goes, "Dude, I broke windows and it's never cost more than that." And I said, "Okay." So anyway, I called the homeowner because now I'm a little prepared. Now I have a little idea of what a window costs. So I called him. So when something happens, try to get information from somebody else first, then call the homeowner. So you have a little bit of understanding of what your situation is. So I called the homeowner and I said, "Hey, you know, I'm sorry. One of the guys broke a window. I'm really sorry about that. You know, I'd like to buy you a new window." And he goes, "Yeah, you can buy me a new window, or you can just zero out the job that they did today." And I go, "No, I can't do that. It's $1,500 and I need to pay my guys. And your window is most likely going to cost somewhere around $250 or less." He goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." So here's the thing. Homeowners don't even know sometimes how much those kind of things cost. So he said, "All right." So I said, so I still need to charge you for today's service, but we're going to order you a window and you don't need to pay for it. You just have to figure out you just got to be there when the guy goes to install the window." He's like, "Okay, yeah, that works." So and then we hung up and that was it. So I immediately called that company, and a company that my friend referred me to. And yeah, I think it was like $250 or even less. I don't remember. It was pretty cheap. And they fixed the window. And then I found out it was a shed. It's like, are you serious? But anyway, so that is what's going on. Insurance. How do we get on the insurance topic, you know? All right, let me see if I can do some more editing. Sorry, this is the quietest I've ever been, huh? What's up, Tyrone? Sorry, I'm doing some editing. That's why it's a little quiet, but I'll answer questions if something comes up. Wallace, what's up? I'm doing great. How is everybody? So I did a live yesterday. I didn't really, I haven't watched it or anything, but I feel like that first 20 minutes when I got that phone call, just kind of like, I may need to maybe delete that one or chop that call, but I've had to, it requires more work. Oh, you can just fast forward. You guys can just fast forward those parts. Let's see what's happening here. So I had all my trucks in the shop today, and I'm doing a little content video with all the trucks. So I recorded a second of each truck, so I can do a some kind of reel on Instagram with all the trucks. But I just remembered earlier, like before when I started this live, that I have a truck at the paint shop that I forgot about. So all my trucks aren't here. So I'm a little bummed about that, but no big deal. So guys, I'm not gonna get on the Christmas light topic here, but how many of you guys are gonna do Christmas lights? That'll be the only Christmas light question I ask, unless somebody does have a question about it. But yeah, so let's see how this is gonna work. Don't think we will do them this year. Yeah, to be honest, I'm gonna sell lights. So Brent, if you want lights, well, you live pretty far. So if somebody lives in Utah County, so basically I'm getting kind of like an area that I'm actually going to deliver product to. I'm actually not going to do it. Most likely my wife will, or somebody we hire will go deliver the product to somebody at their house or business. Light bulbs, strands, whatever, anything for the Christmas season. And so I'm kind of stepping away from the actual installation. But here's the thing. We're actually going to install, I'm going to do free installs. Free. I'm going to find people that, could use a little bit of holiday cheer. And I'm going to try and deck out their house with Christmas stuff for free. As part of my light content, And one of my goals to do this year is to actually do one with lights, sound, audio. So I'm going to try that out this year. We'll see how that goes. We'll probably make a YouTube video about it. I'm hoping that it turns out okay and it's not a big giant waste of time. Talk to me if you do. Yeah, so it was something I started doing to keep my guys busy through like November and, through November basically. And so the first year, maybe 2 of doing lights, it pretty much worked. I was able to keep my really important workers that I wanted to keep as long as possible to make as much money as possible till the winter season. That was working. But then the next year, one of the years, we stayed busy doing their landscaping stuff. Like if I were to pull them from what they're good at, we were going to be making less money. So that's when I just started doing it myself. Although there was 2 years where I actually had a light installer with me. It was so awesome. I don't know if that person is watching, but I miss that person. It was really nice. He only worked here in the wintertime. He only worked for me the months of October, November, and December, and it was amazing. And I never found anybody that just wants to work those 3 months, so I just do it myself, which is totally great, you know. Yeah, so what are you guys doing? Where do you guys get, is it YouTube? What kind of questions have you guys have had to figure out either on your own or you learned it somewhere, and where did you learn it? I'm just kind of curious, because a lot of stuff I figured out through friends that were in the industry, but they didn't have YouTube channels. And other things I had to figure out on my own through trial and error, and that's always the hardest way of learning things. Trying to figure out, things on your own, and then you can figure out, oh man, there's actually a thing you can do for when that happens. So sorry, I'm watching my video that I've been editing. Why is that going so slow? All right, guys, I feel like when I'm not talking, I'm going to bore the heck out of you guys. So I may end this for today so I can continue editing and not feel like I'm boring people. Anyway, catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Good to see you guys too, Brent and everybody else. Have a good weekend. See you guys.